We have a question from Darren Simms. Hey Dave, I raced my 08 1000RR Honda, I'm guessing. Actually, I can't guess. So I'm curious as to which 1000RR it is, BMW or Honda. At Chuckwalla, and I never back it in. But when I ride my 09 R6 on the street, it slides around every time I brake and downshift. I already raised the front up. What else can I do while keeping it stock? Sag was set, and I think I need to stiffen something or adjust the rear to keep it planted. 6 foot tall and 190 pounds. Alright, so let's see here. 09 R6. So at that weight, you're about okay as far as spring rate goes. So what we will be looking at in terms of problem solving, especially if you set sag, is weight transfer. So if you brake and the back seems to slide around quite a bit, first thing is brake application. Do you brake in order to create the weight transfer? Then once the weight transfer occurs and the front is loaded, then progressively pull on the lever. If you mash the front brake lever, then the weight transfer is sudden. You'll go ahead and take too much weight too far forward too fast, even though sag has been set. And then the weight transfer occurs and the back basically slides around. The other part of that is that you mentioned downshifting. Now the R6 does have a slipper clutch, but the slipper clutch works only under severe duress. So you will often hear when those bikes are downshifted, if you don't rev match or blip the throttle, the front tire squeal initially while it slides, and then the slip forces the slipper clutch to work. So we may have two things there: your downshifting technique, your braking technique, and then there's one other thing. If you have set the sag, then the shock rebound, if it's too fast, as soon as you decelerate and go for the brakes, the back of the bike is going to lift up because the shock will go to full extension immediately. So that's also going to be something that will go ahead and unweight the rear of the bike. So what I'd like you to do is break your testing into 3 parts. 1, simply decelerate. And does the act of decelerating and shock rebound being too fast cause the back to slide? If so, take your rebound adjuster at the bottom of the shock and screw it all the way in and come back, say, be 8 clicks. Once you've got that set and it feels okay and the rear doesn't jump in the air under simple deceleration, then I want you to just downshift, rev match, and slowly let the throttle out. I'm sorry, slowly let the clutch out. Yikes, too early in the morning. And see how the back wheel reacts through the slipper clutch to downshifting properly. You can try it obviously without rev matching and see what that does too, to get a feeling and understanding of what the slipper clutch is like when you're downshifting, and does the rear tire squeal if you don't manage it properly. If so, that's obviously going to initiate a slide. And then lastly, work on your braking technique. You should apply the brake to initiate the weight transfer. Once that's occurred, you should then go ahead and apply more braking force. So 3 things for you to do. Shouldn't take you too long to get through all of that, probably about an hour. The bottom line is you'll have a better understanding of your bike, you will have a much better downshifting technique, and obviously in terms of braking, you will have a much better technique there. Now, with weight transfer, you may need to add more preload to the front, and you may need to add more compression damping. Those two combined will stop the collapse of the fork under heavy brake pressure. So that will be your 4th and final series of setting adjustments once you've got the other 3 pieces finished and correct. Thanks very much for your question, Darren. If you have questions for me, please send them through Facebook to Dave Moss Tuning, or alternatively leave them here at Catalyst Reaction SBW. Thanks very much.